Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking CeraVe and the recent reformulation that they've done to their entire skincare range. Whilst I don't use CeraVe in my day-to-day skincare routine, nor do I mention them much on this channel, I wanted to film this video because so many of you guys have reached out to ask my thoughts and feelings on the new formulated products, and also querying why products that you've used year after year after year are now reacting differently with your skin and maybe giving you different outcomes that you're used to. So sit back, relax, and let's talk the CeraVe reformulated product line. Now, before we cut the waffle and jump straight into this, I do just want to caveat two things. First and foremost, I don't use CeraVe in my skincare routine because they're not an entirely cruelty-free brand, and I like to get all of my skincare from certified cruelty-free brands. This, however, is a personal decision. What I would always say to people is when it comes to purchasing skincare, you have to do what's right for you, both for your budget, for your skin type, for what outcomes you want to achieve, and of course, any ethical considerations that you want to combine with that. I know so many of you guys have got great results from CeraVe for your own skincare journey, so please leave me a comment below with any thoughts and feelings that you have on the brand. Is it a ride or die favourite, or is it just one that you don't reach for day in, day out? This product reformulation actually happened over a number of months. This is fairly standard when it comes to brands, and they tend to roll out reformulated product market by market. It started early last year in the US market, and it concluded at the end of last year here in the UK. Whilst it's now been in place for 6 months across the whole global network, I thought it was a great time to sit down and share this because, let's be honest, when you buy from CeraVe, you get a whole host of product. A cleanser can last you literally 6 months. So now's the point at which, particularly here in the UK, a lot of people might be reaching out and repurchasing products, not knowing that they're getting a slightly different formulation. So let's get to the bottom of what is this reformulation. Well, two different things have happened. First and foremost, they've removed parabens from their entire skincare range. CeraVe said that this is on the back of consumer feedback and what consumers were looking for in skincare. I love a brand that listens to consumers and feedback and incorporates that into their own formulations. So in this way, I really applaud CeraVe from doing this. Parabens, I think the jury's out. There's a whole host of people that look to minimize their exposure to parabens in their skincare because they're worried about when they're absorbed into the skin, how it can react with our internal functions and how it can react with our body. There are, however, very few studies which actually comprehensively show that it has any detrimental effect on our body when they're absorbed into the skin. So you do really need to bear that in mind. And I'm not somebody that actually avoids parabens in my own skincare decisions. I use them. I think they're a great preservative that ensures that the products are safe to use, preserved well, and have a good shelf life. So I'm really not adverse to using parabens, but it's all down to personal choice. They've removed the parabens from the CeraVe product line and replaced them with other preservatives such as phenoxyethanol. This, again, every product has its detractors and its supporters. Lots of people don't particularly like phenoxyethanol in their skincare, and so this will have appealed to some people whilst also turning some people off the brand. And again, it comes back to that personal choice. The key thing here is because the parabens have been removed and replaced by other things, this is why the products have a slightly different texture to what you might remember them having, and also it might react slightly differently on the skin. So some people can be sensitive to phenoxyethanol. You can be sensitive to just about any ingredient in skincare, and so this is why some people that maybe use CeraVe for years and years and years are now struggling to incorporate it into their routine without getting some redness or some irritation. This is why I wish brands would advertise reformulations a little bit more clearly and a bit more widely so that we can be a bit more cautious and maybe, patch test before we use a product that we've had in our skincare routine for years and years and years. Phenoxyethanol won't be an issue for many people, and a lot of people will applaud the fact that parabens are no longer a feature in the CeraVe skincare line, and it comes down to personal preference, but this is the reason why you might have noticed an altered texture to your CeraVe products, and maybe why you find that they're a little bit more irritating if you are sensitive to the newer ingredients than maybe they used to be, so always bear that in mind. The second change that's happened is they've changed this hyaluronic acid, which used to be a feature in all of their products, to sodium hyaluronate, which is a derivative, a salt of hyaluronic acid. This isn't a huge change, but this is the one that I think could be causing problems with why some people report with the new formulations they're experiencing burning, irritation, and peeling when they didn't previously have that with the older style CeraVe products. The reason for this is sodium hyaluronate has a lower molecular weight, smaller molecule, and it's able to penetrate deeper in the skin. This is great on some ways because it will give more hydration. It's a more effective active humectant when it comes in contact with our skin. But because it has a smaller molecular weight and penetrates deeper, it can trigger an immune response, which is why some people do get that burning and almost like having an allergic reaction to the ingredient itself. This won't happen in everyone, and I did cover this in a bit more detail around hyaluronic acid in a recent video I did, which I'll leave a link to up there if you want to understand it a little bit more. This, again, will be a very small number of people that are impacted. Some people will find more hydration because of this change in ingredient, but some people might get more irritation that they weren't previously experiencing. So you need to bear that in mind. This, again, will have had some impact on the texture and the appearance of the product, which is why people have said, particularly that PM moisturizing lotion is a lot more watery than it used to be when it used to be a more rich emollient cream. A small tweak to ingredients can have a significant impact on the texture, and we need to bear that in mind, again, when you're repurchasing the product. Make sure that it's still a texture you enjoy using in your own routine. Two small changes can deliver a whole host of change in the way that the product interacts with our own skin, and I think the jury's out in terms of whether these changes have been a positive or a negative. It will come down to you as an individual and whether your skin likes or is tolerant of phenoxyethanol and a lower molecular weight hyaluronic acid. For some people, this will lead to the products actually being more effective than they previously were. And of course, some people will love the fact they're now paraben free if you're looking for that from your own skincare. However, there'll be a whole host of people that now find these products irritating, slightly less nice to use in terms of that texture, and might need to look elsewhere if they're no longer meeting their skin's needs, or it's just not working well for your individual skin type. Overall, it's worth remembering that some products will be more impacted than others. I think it's more noticeable the change in formulation in terms of their moisturizers than it is their cleansers, because cleansers aren't on the skin or in contact with the skin for a whole host of time, which minimizes any potential irritation. They're also less likely to notice a change in texture because it's a lower concentration of these ingredients in cleansers than you'd normally get in, say, a moisturizing cream. I would love to know your experiences with the reformulated product. Are you a total fan and you think it's been a change for the better, or are you someone that's finding the products irritating and burning and you just enjoy using them less than you did the original formulations? Please sound off in the comments section below. Hopefully this will give you the tools you need to make an informed purchasing decision on whether you want to continue to buy from the line, whether you see it as an improvement to the formulation, or whether you might want to shop elsewhere. I did feature a recent video looking at some dupes to the popular CeraVe brands, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. So if you think CeraVe and the products are no longer working for you and you want some alternatives, hopefully those dupes will work really well for you, and they're definitely worth exploring. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and look after your skin. Take care. Bye.